It is confirmed. We are getting a Persona 3 remake. We are getting the first new Jet Set Radio game in 20 years, and we get to see some gameplay of some beta Sonic Frontiers. The last part's not as exciting. We're getting a Persona 3 remake. This leak came about in just the craziest way possible. There's this fan account that basically documents all Persona content called Persona Central. It's the basic Twitter account, fan account of a series. Oh, Persona X released in China. News on this, news on that. There's a Persona concert happening. Some account in just like 50 followers. Literally had 50 followers, default profile picture. Literally just, I hope they announce this. And it's a never before seen video of Persona 3 Remake, and then Beta Sonic Frontiers, and then Jet Set Radio. The reason it's Beta Sonic Frontiers is because the video was from an internal press release or meeting or something, some business term that I'm not aware of, back in 2021, which the assets that are shown off in both Jet Set Radio and Persona 3, they're looking pretty good. The only thing that looks kind of, oh, this is definitely an alpha or a beta, most likely alpha, considering the time, it's probably the text, because if you see the damage numbers, the font is a little like generic looking. So everybody literally thought, oh wow, we're not gonna get a Persona 3 remake. This was because literally just a few months ago, I think less than it was January 18th or something like that. It was January 18th, Persona 4 and Persona 3 came out on all modern platforms. The only exception being Steam for Persona 4, since that was already on it. That's besides the point. So why would Atlus re-release Persona 3, or specifically Persona 3 Portable, on all consoles right after releasing Persona 3 Portable? Because obviously there would be some sales cannibalization. I'm not saying that, oh, Sega's definitely going to delist Persona 3 Portable. I mean, clearly it's kind of a bad remaster. I already went through on how it was sloppily handled back when it came out on the Gamer Gear podcast. I'm showing it right on screen. Click the card, the card in the top right, that thing. Yeah, I'll also link it in the description. I never ruled out the possibility of it happening, but it definitely didn't seem all too likely. Obviously, I'm not a mainline true fan. I only played Persona once it came out on Xbox, but I had no idea. Atlus seems to be on the Nintendo side of making really stupid business decisions that make no sense. You just can't analyze it. It's like, oh yeah, out of nowhere, Shadow drop a PC port of Persona 4. Nobody was expecting that. But for this, it was announced well ahead of time. It was basically the only announcement for all of Persona's 25th anniversary. If you want to be speculative, then I would say that they were going to announce Persona 6 during the 25th anniversary last year, but they didn't have enough, and the gameplay it wouldn't look good for a trailer. There wasn't enough there to make a trailer out of it. So they just announced, hey, let's port Persona 3, 4, and all of them to the new consoles, the better everything. It's on everything now. So that's why Persona 4 was just so elite, and also Persona 5. Besides the anti-cheat, why does Persona 5 have anti-cheat on PC? What's with you? It's a single player game. Sega, why do you do this? So those were obviously given the good treatment, while Persona 3, that was just, AI upscale and filter. It's like fans could probably make a better version than that in an emulator. And that's not even going by the, how they obviously could have went for Persona 3 FES, which chances are wasn't all too likely considering renderware. If you're unaware of renderware, that was the main engine that most developers use to create games, especially on the PlayStation 2. If you're wondering why the Shin Megami Tensei 3 and the GTA trilogy remakes, those were so kind of half-assed slapped together, it's because they were originally renderware games, and they had to basically either completely done from scratch, which chances are that's not what happened. They just ported everything over to like Unity or something. I think for Shin Megami Tensei Nocturne, that's literally what happened. It was on Unity, and then they just thought it would work. Oh yeah, Shin Megami Tensei 3 locked to 30 frames per second on PlayStation, a PS2 game that's 30 frames per second, even on Nintendo Switch, that'd be unacceptable. But it happened. It's 30 frames per second on everything. So we have no idea when it's going to happen or when we're gonna get the official announcement, when it's gonna be real. But all we have is this gameplay from 2021, and it looks pretty far along. And I've been meaning to play. I just finished Persona 4 Golden probably less than a week ago. I think I'm going backwards in the Persona trilogy because yes, there's only 3 Persona games, 3, 4, and 5, obviously. Bruh. If anything, I would imagine that if they're porting Persona 3 Portable, then chances are it's got this remake. It might not include the female protagonist. I have a feeling that's what's going to happen. Either that or they're just kind of showing off because Persona 3, the female protagonist, she wasn't even in Persona Q, but she was in Q2. And that was basically the first time Atlus acknowledged her outside of directly Persona 3 Remake. And also she was on the marketing for Persona 3, the 25th anniversary. And now, she's in the latest re-release of Persona 3 Portable. So I could really see either way of them either including or excluding FemC. I don't know. Maybe my standards are just too low. Maybe I have no faith in Atlus. Maybe that's the case. But this game looks super baller from what we've seen. Like the lighting, the textures, it was pretty good. It was pretty good. And now this is like 2 years later. That video was 2021. This is 2023. 2 years later. I can't wait to see when it's gonna drop. Because if you realize that Atlus recently, I think they really don't want to repeat a Shin Megami Tensei 5 or Persona 5 when it comes to announce it with like no gameplay, probably before you even made it. And then like 4 years later, that's when the game comes out. If you looked at their release of Soul Hackers 2, Persona 5 Strikers, they've been announced really close to a release. They might try to pull that off again when it comes to this Persona 3 remake. So I wouldn't say that this may be too far off, but definitely kind of Christmas season of 2023. I would say would be the earliest we could get it. I wouldn't expect it at that time, but that would be the earliest. Also, it would be really interesting to see if this will be exclusive to the new gen stuff, or we could play it on the old gen as well, because this seems to be kind of Persona 5. You know how like the Pokemon remakes, they're like in the same engine, and look, basically it's like a gen Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire, that's a Gen 6 game. It is kind of the same thing for like the 3 remake in Persona 5. Yeah, now I'm gonna be in a perpetual turmoil or like indecision. Is like, should I wait for the remake to come out? Should I just play Persona 3? If so, which one should I play? Persona 3 Portable or Persona 3 FES? Should I just try to like widescreen hack? I don't know why, but I think it's like Amulus, whatever the modding program is for the Persona games, it just didn't work for me for Persona 4. So if I'm playing like anything, it has to go unmodded unless I figure out a way to fix that. I'm in a very damned if you do, damned if you don't position right now, if you can't tell. Honestly, I might just have to play Persona 3 Portable, but like through Game Pass. I think that might have to be the best way to go about it. But I'm not sure. I still have time to think about it. There's still plenty of games for me to play. It's not like I only play Persona. I still need to play like the greatest games ever, like Atomic Heart and Tears of the Kingdom, and what else is coming? Oh yeah, Mega Man Battle Network. That's also coming out. Like I think it's like out right now. I think it like comes out today. I might pick that up. I'm really not sure though, because I'm pretty sure the physical version of Mega Man Legacy Network or Legacy, yeah, no, bro, I like confusing the two words together. This is the ramble part of the video. Legacy Collection for Battle Network. That's what I'm talking about. The physical for that on Switch is $60, but I'm pretty sure if you were to buy both volumes digitally, that add up to $80 because each individual is like $40. And also like it has de novo anti-cheat, which okay, yeah, please put this is getting me angry. It has anti-cheat on GBA games, Game Boy Advance. I mean, to be fair, there is online multiplayer, but when you add the download cards that are Japanese exclusive, and it just breaks the game. Like, oh yeah, I don't even need anti-cheat. I don't even need cheats. Yeah, but going back to the topic at hand, please tell me what you think about Persona 3 and this remake, and what do you think about the leak in general? I kind of hesitate a little bit because it seemed a little untrustworthy, but I am actually 100% sure now that this is real. Unfortunately, waiting to actually prove the source to be true isn't all that useful of a strategy on YouTube, so please consider sharing the video video, liking, and if you're new here, subscribing. As word of mouth is the way that channels like me thrive and survive. Thank you all so much for watching. I'll see you down in the comment section down below. Hopefully we can have a very cool conversation. If you fucking spoil Persona 3, I'll ban you, okay? So this is a thought I had while I'm editing. As you can see in the video for the alpha version of Persona 3 Remake, there is no use of a evoker or a gun, let's just say. Do you think the reason for this could be censorship? They don't want my characters to pull guns to their heads? I wouldn't put this out of the realm of possibility, but I want you all, I'd like to put this out there. And if it does happen, I say I called it.